What's up, everybody? Good evening. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a great Thursday and enjoying this nice Thursday evening here. I am Arnie's here. And of course, I am joined by Geki here, a person who does not really need any introductions, but somehow he gets an introduction anyways because he enjoys Costco. And you know what, folks? I just realized that I muted myself on Discord, so Geki didn't hear me. So I just wanted to say, let me introduce once again to everyone's somehow third favorite Canadian, a man of many trips to Costco, Geki. Hi, how you doing?
Good. Nice to not be deaf.
And I know, right? Dang, I like because I was like, dang, I'm like talking here, and I didn't see that your microphone indicator was like muted. So I'm like, what's going on? And I looked, then I saw my on my end, I was muted as well. So I was like, I can't believe this. What is
How,
going on?
how could you?
How could you? I mean, how could I? How dare I?
I love this meme. This is a classic. And you know this is wavy, like getting ready, like, oh, you thought you could pressure me? Here comes a skullhead.
For those that know, this is a scene from Cobra Kai season 4.
Yep.
Uh,
Great
and
show.
and
Great show.
and for those, I mean, it's already open season. Y'all had a long time to actually catch up on the show.
No, don't spoil it. Give people a chance.
No, it's been what, like
What?
forever now?
3 months?
Yeah, it's
That's
three
still that's a
months.
lot. But could think about it. If someone was excited from season 4 footage to start the show, you know, I would give it a year.
A year, dang, dude.
That's me. That's me. You can spoil it, but I would advise you not to.
You
But
would advise me not to. Okay.
like I'm the type of person like I won't even spoil something that has been out for like 40 years. Like I don't care.
But I hope everyone is having a great Thursday. Geki, you had a pretty good Thursday so far. You had some fried chicken for dinner from what you've told me.
I did, yeah. I covered it in some white truffle sauce.
White
It was
truffle.
super good, super
Look at
good.
man, look at you being so fancy.
Yeah.
The truffle sauce. Dang,
Yeah.
big
It's cheaper
baller.
than the actual truffles.
Man, freaking coalition is paying you well.
You
But
gotta survive somehow.
I guess, I guess, now that I think about it, it's like, I was like, wow, you know, first you just killed off Gears Esports just to try to bust out a Fexel thing. It's
I mean,
crazy.
I killed it. Like me individually killed, killed Gears of War 5 to run Fexel instead. Like, that's what we're replacing it with. If I had that power, you know I would start running Fexel officially under the Coalition's banner.
Coalition sponsored Fexel
Yeah, exactly.
tournaments, stuff like that. But I hope everyone's had their snacks, just grab a snack, nice drink, etc., etc. I've got me a good old beverage, some vitamin water, sugar free. I bought it from Costco
Of course you
like
did.
2 weeks ago. Bought
Yeah.
like a huge old case of it, because it was like I don't remember how much it was. It was cheap. It was not expensive. I know that. But
I'm splitters.
yeah, yeah, gotta have that time splitters, right? But
Yeah.
this has been a pretty good month for fighting games, man. I mean, we had
Yeah.
Persona 4 Arena Ultimax was just released.
Especially five
Uh,
minutes ago.
yeah, and then uh, the DLC for KOF 15 dropped, and I
Team
got
Garo.
I
Yep.
gotta tell you, they did Team Garo really good because like they played
Oh yeah.
basically kind of like how they play in Garo because like you have break cancel specials and like Rock has a move that's his top move as well. It's crazy. It's
He also
nuts.
has an install. I didn't even know this.
I didn't even notice either. I'm gonna have to check it
Yeah.
out.
And he still has his command grab.
Yep, and
And he has
and
low parry? Is
he's got
that
his
what it
yeah
is?
he's got both low and high parry.
Okay, because I wasn't sure
Yeah,
what that move was.
yeah.
I tried it out.
It's a parry. I hit Razzira with that too many times when him and I played Guro
Nice.
last week. But speaking of Razzira, he might be joining us later.
Hmm.
He might just jump in here into the voice chat and see what's going on, what's life like, etc., etc. Tell your
Hmm.
friends that we're live. But FGC is eating pretty good. We have rollback officially coming to Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle next month for PS4. Um, the FGC Roundtable is coming up on the
Yeah, of
21st. I'll be asleep, unfortunately, because they decided to have it at like 1 a.m. Central. But you, on the
course.
other hand, you could watch it because it's at 11 o'clock your time the night before.
Yeah,
So,
I
uh,
probably will. I'll catch it.
just, um, maybe I'll just stay up all night. Who knows? But anyhow, and a lot of combo breakers coming up in May, which I'm going to, which just recently announced that there's a $1,000 pot bonus for Bloody Roar Extreme. By the way,
Crazy.
20-year-old game getting a $1,000 pot bonus. It's gonna be, and
Is
I
that is the bracket up for it, or does it show
not
like
yet.
how many people are entering? Okay.
It doesn't show, but apparently there's gonna be multiple pools now in Bloody Roar. But for a 1K prize pool, that's really nice.
Maybe we should
F
do that. Host Fexel once a year, huh?
I better get some money for that one. But FGC is eating pretty good. But you want to know what's not eating good? Who's not eating good? Geki.
Mm,
These fighting EX Slayer tournaments.
yeah.
Because for those that saw the announcement earlier on both Discord and my Twitter, we had to cancel tonight's Fighting EX League. Unfortunately,
Hmm.
there's only 3 people that signed up. Even if Robib signed up at the last minute by letting me know he wanted to sign up, wouldn't be able to. It would be 4, and basically top 2 would have probably gotten our money back.
Yeah.
Is the way the match arena was, it was top 2. Because how I do things, a certain amount, uh, like under 50 is winner take all.
Hmm.
50 to 100 is top 2, and then anything over 100 is top 3. Anything over 500 is top 8.
Right, right, right.
Something like
Just to give people, a decent chunk, right?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's very unfortunate because I like watching and commentating and playing in these Fexel tournaments.
Hmm.
Having like a Fexel local, as you've said before.
Yeah.
Things like that, and let's the community come together. Now we understand that not everyone can play in these tournaments. Uh, you know, maybe Thursday is not like a good evening for some people.
That's what
Uh,
I'm getting the impression of lately.
maybe people just don't want to play on PS4 anymore. I mean, I don't have that kind of problem because I'm on PS5, so it doesn't matter anyways.
Yeah.
Um, you know, PC is a bit of the wave. It's just which is true. It does perform better. I will
Hmm.
admit that. The
I
only
mean, look at KOF 15, right? Like the input lag is next to nothing
yeah,
compared to, PS5 being the worst.
yeah
Like worse than
PS5.
PS5, worse than PS4,
Yeah, no, it's crazy. So
which is insane.
whenever I get a KOF on console, I'm gonna get it on PS4 instead of PS5.
Yeah.
But and the thing is like, yeah, I made the rant, the PC tournament I had to run for you. I made that rant about don't sign up last minute
Hmm.
because that does piss me off
Hmm.
because like especially like when you're in the middle of already seating a bracket, right? You got to
Right.
move everybody again, and you got to do this and that, and it can be a hassle, like especially the bigger the tournament gets, which is why like for tournaments that I run for CIFGC, I always have it registration in 2 hours before, unless it's like I know it's going to be like a really big bracket.
Hmm. Right.
But like I don't know, Gegi, like my Saturdays are pretty shot most of the time,
Hmm.
so I really can't do it. Run anything on a Saturday, which is why I run things
Yeah.
on Sundays
Hmm.
for CIFGC. you have your own schedule as well. I know Wednesday nights you go to Costco, and then you have you spend
Usually, actually, my Costco day is usually Monday, like 9 times out of 10.
I don't know. I mean, it
To be fair,
feels like
yeah,
Wednesdays have usually been your Costco day.
yeah,
Uh,
I've lately have kind of fell off the wagon with consistency, but yeah, it's fair. It's
and
fair.
I mean, maybe maybe it's possible that we should probably change the day. I mean, Sunday afternoon seems to work well for you, but
Yeah.
the thing is that I will not always be there because
Hmm.
I run stuff on Sundays too.
Yeah, of course.
Like
You have
so.
your tournaments. You're with CIFGC, right?
Mhm. And
Hmm.
I also have a family, but that's a whole different story. Um,
Yeah,
anyway,
that's all what's important.
yeah, right, right, right. And I love being able to be a TO for CIFGC. I love that I'm able to stream the tournaments. With the homie Alpha Chaos helping me run stuff too, and the CIFGC is just not one person. Some people do think that, but it's not.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think we should really definitely change the days of when to run Fighting EX League because I know people. Thursday is a pretty weird day. We're also, we're also kind of small as well, right? We're a small community now,
Hmm.
and if I would say if NLBC or Wednesday Night Fights ran it and they threw in money, oh yeah, people will enter,
Oh, 100%.
like right.
I I would bet my left nut that if they put any amount of money into a prize pool, any amount, $50, $20, $100, people will sign up and we'll get more people, or they would get more people than we have ever gotten in a bracket
Mm,
before. Even at like our most busiest, tournaments.
mm.
And to be quite honest, like this is really harsh to say, but I'm kind of done
And
running Fexo tournaments because not it's I'm not going to directly blame any person, but I feel like half the time that the Fexo community doesn't exist because there's all this talk, there's all this excitement, discussion, and there's new people come in, right? There's how many people in the Discord now? Like 2,000,
mm,
right?
mm,
And they are nowhere to be found when tournaments happen. So until people start asking for tournaments, I really don't want to run any tournaments. Not to say I'm not going to play the game or stream the game or
oh
whatever.
yeah,
It's
that's
just that's a totally separate thing. But the fact that like I could not be running a tournament and saving some time for something else that I'd rather do,
mm,
right?
right.
Me and Arneezy are also dumping our own personal money into these prize pools because we think that's what people want because we get people like Disintegration, we get Wavy to come more often, right?
Mm.
But you guys shown us that you don't care about anything. So
Because like we went from doing weeklies to just monthlies, right? We
yeah,
thought a break in that is fine, but I don't know. I think it's answer it's answer y'all's question. The reason why the left nut is because Janet's got Geki's right nut. That's why
exactly, yeah. And Beanie,
she kind of
he's
owns
I'm
that.
not letting him
So
know near he's not going near any of my nuts otherwise.
yeah. But the thing
Well, I'm
is that
left-handed, so it's more important, you know? If you're right-handed, the right nut, left-handed, the left nut, right? The dominant nut, right? Yeah, exactly, Falco.
oh my god, wow,
Yeah. Don't you
this
know
is
science?
I know science. I
There
definitely
you
know
go.
science, but so I
This is
think
what we've come to.
I think for the time being, we're not going to stop streaming Fexel. I know that. Like an update's going to be coming out,
Hmm.
and maybe I'll bring back the community fights once again, which I've been meaning to do, but I just really haven't found the time to bring back community fights for like not only just Fexel but for different games.
You know what?
Because it's
You
hard
know
as
what's
get.
interesting? You know what's interesting though? I will say I think the easiest thing to do is that. like to just personally say you and you are you guys down to fight in a first to five, first to 10, whatever, and then just do that. Honestly, because the tournament right now, we're not getting people don't care.
You know
It's
what
just
though?
that's what it is. Like, there's always going to be a lot of fighting games.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, the product of Fexel itself as a video game is not very engaging.
Nope.
Especially when you compare it to other fighters in the same, price range, the same range, like in terms of community size, right? So, yeah, I
Well,
think doing something like that that's more controlled, maybe it'll bring interest. It'll bring more hype because you're seeing, the high level of Fexel. Maybe it'll encourage people to ask for tournaments. And
the
I don't know, because I still see people asking for events and stuff like that randomly. Like no one actually in the Fexel community, but people asking like, oh, I don't know, there's still Fexel events going on. But those people, when I tell them, they still don't sign up because they are aware of it. I literally give them the link to sign up, right?
yeah, the
I
pings are
have the
there. The pings are
the
there
pings
for a
the
reason.
pings are there. There's plenty of people. Like, what is it right now? Let me just pull this up here. Yeah, so for Steam, can you guys guess how many people have the Steam roll? 192. PS4 has 106 and Switch has 86. We are not even getting 10% of these people playing in our tournaments ever. And if anything, we're getting the same people every single time. And even the people that show up all the time, or most of the time, are not consistent either. So what is the problem? It's the game. It's
It's
a
the, it's
game.
it's
It's
definitely
the
the
game
game.
and the lack of people. Yeah.
We
So
had we had what, almost, yeah, like 40 people during Vortex Gallery 2020. We had, I think, 28 for Justin Wong's tournament, which
mhm.
made me come back.
Also welcome Razzira to the chat.
What's up, Razzira?
Hello, can you hear me?
I
Yeah,
can
yeah, we can hear you
definitely
good.
hear you.
Yep.
My computer is having a conniption. Hold on.
A conniption.
A conniption. That is so
So
very.
like Inception, but for computers.
It's you know the word, man. I mean, this is your people we're talking about here. What
I
kind of?
joined the voice channel and everything on my PC just froze.
Oh, it's like when KLF crashed on me during a tournament.
It crashed on me once today, actually.
Anyways, how are you fine gentlemen doing
Oh,
on this
we're doing fine.
Thursday evening?
We're having a nice discussion before having a different discussion.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know how much you caught, but Geki and I are basically probably going to stop running Vexel tournaments.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah,
Like all together. Yeah.
like we had to cancel tonight's tournament, right? And maybe, I mean, we're not going to stop streaming the game, right? We're not going to do
Mm-hmm.
that. But in terms of tournament wise, probably not going to run it anymore because one is not a lot of people that show up. It's usually the same people. Which, by the way, there's absolutely nothing wrong with seeing the same people because
Yeah, for sure.
some of these matches are pretty hype. Okay, I mean, if you just want to see some hypeness, we're just gonna have Zerky guard break while you're in the air and then charge Great Cancer. I mean,
And
that
then
was,
just flex on me. Yeah,
yeah,
understandable.
you know, just saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're not gonna stop streaming the game. We're probably gonna do maybe like exhibitions, maybe at some point. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? But
Hmm.
you know, Jimmy Bones said something a while back when he made a rant about Fexel, which I also agree with. He
I
said
do too.
he said that every time he'll come home from work and he or wants to play a game, Fexel is never his first choice, like at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with him. Fexel's not my first choice. There's other games that have more content. Um,
Yeah.
like Persona 4 Arena just came out, right? And even if there's no rollback netcode just yet, but it will be in the summer when they
Hmm.
patch it in. There's so much content in that game, it's kind of ridiculous. There's a story mode that you can do with like all the characters. There's and there's trials. There's just a lot of single player stuff that you can unlock.
There's a tutorial, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a tutorial even. Actually, the glasses part, Rob, is not really necessary because it's already included. It has all the DLC.
Oh,
So
nice.
so yeah, and
Oh, you're
it's
telling me there's DLC, like costumes,
yeah. There was DLC, like
cosmetics?
there was colors, there was announcers, different announcers. There was you can get glasses for your characters because like Persona 4. For those that have never played Persona 4, when you go into the Midnight Channel, you got to wear glasses to be able to see through the fog.
Mm.
And
Hmm.
and so just cosmetic stuff. There's the training mode's really good as well. The arts, of course it's anime, so of course the art style's really good. Dual audio, just saying.
I think dual audio is a selling point for
Just saying.
any game.
You
You can
know,
hear sound in both ears, like.
nah, dual language audio, man.
Oh, dual language. Oh, okay. I thought you dual audio. I'm like, you mean stereo,
Oh
like
man.
not mono.
This
And then of course,
man's playing fighting games in binaural.
and then KOF has a lot of single player. Okay. Basically, the point is that I'm getting by it is there's a lot of stuff for the casual crowd.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
What did Fexel have at launch? A Kumite mode and a Trials mode.
Well,
And
hold on,
that
hold on, hold on. First of all, it's not even a Kumite mode because it's hidden in training mode. If
that
you're
should yeah.
not messing around, you
Mhm,
don't know it's there. I
mhm.
didn't know it was there until someone told me, and
Yeah,
I dig through menus.
yeah, and
Like,
like there's a trophy in there for that, right? And I'm like, what the hell is Kumite mode? Where the hell is it at?
yeah, I thought it was like an arcade mode setting or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah,
so
my UI teacher would be losing his mind at that.
so of course first impressions are everything. Not everybody had a good first impression, which is understandable.
Well, I want some people to know because I know there's a lot of new people in the community, like Falkeo, Rabib, and even Wavy and Zerky may not know this, but so when Fexel first launched, I know me and Razzira were there. I know Arneezy, you were there for it. We didn't interact at that time, but I know you were doing your own thing. So when Fexel first launched, there was a standard and a light version. So the standard was
Yeah.
$60, okay,
Mhm.
for an even more bare, if you can imagine a more bare bones Fexel, this is what it would be. So it's literally the model of Street Fighter V's launch. So it only had online, only had offline versus, there was no arcade mode, only training mode, and then expert mode. Zero tutorials, zero demonstrations. At least Street Fighter V had something like that, and they also had survival mode. But Fexel didn't have any other modes beside that. They had the Kumite, hidden in training mode, as they always have. Um, yeah, so they basically copied Street Fighter V's launch, and instead they charged separately for two different versions. So standard, giving you the full game, all the Gogis that you currently have in the game, plus Hokuto, because she was considered DLC at the time. Now, if you got the light version, you had to pay $40, which is currently the regular price for Fexel in its entirety. Okay, minus Terry, of course. Um, you didn't get Hokuto for $40, and you only got the first 5 Gogi decks. So that's aggro up till Miracle. And if you wanted any of the other decks, there was 5 extra decks that would rotate between the remaining decks that you do not have. And they would rotate I want to say every week, something like that.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem, obviously, was that because of this model, that literally made it look like it was free to play in some degree, or that you could like earn these things, or they were like downloadable content to like make you stronger, because people just assumed because there's gems or things that look like gems and they're restricted from the light version, that if you don't buy the full game you're going to be weaker in the end because you don't have the other Gogi that you can use. So it just made more draws and comparisons to Street Fighter Cross Tekken. So I don't know why on God's green earth that Eureka looked at Street Fighter V's launch, looked at Street Fighter Cross Tekken's gem system debacle and like the DLC and pay to win and all that sort of stuff, and just said, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's combine both bad ideas and launch our game exactly like that.
With shitty netcode, by the way.
With delay based netcode. So it wasn't, and mind you, it was good for delay based, but at the time Street Fighter V already launched with rollback, so it was at least somewhat better than a delay based netcode situation. So I cannot understand why Mr. Nishitani, bless you for releasing Fexel, but dude, what are you doing?
So
What are you
we,
doing?
we're, I gotta admit, we're a bit salty about this as TOs that love running a game, but no one really wants to participate in it. I think for now we're just not gonna run them. Thursdays are gonna be my Thursday streams are gonna be different.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll bug Razzira and tell him to play me in survival arts.
No.
He does
I'm
not
not
want that.
eating another 30% fireball. It's not
Oh
happening.
man.
Oh my god! But still, it's
But yeah, no, it's understandable. I mean, like you said, when it's just the same people and like it's hard to get new people to get into the game, and even then, like it kind of fluctuates. Like, whoa, I caught this like pretty late, but I think Geki said something to the effect of there's how many people in the Discord and how many people are even actively playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
So like what's like I'm trying to see it like from your guys' perspective because I've run
Mm-hmm.
tournaments of my own before and it's like
Yeah.
when people are not coming, like what's the motivation to keep trying?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, because to be honest, like I love like that's why I made the guide to begin with, because I have to pick up the slack for
because
Rika,
there was
because
nothing there.
there's zero tutorial in the game. There's a manual you can find. It's just it just pisses me off because like you compare even like not okay, I'm not gonna say shittier fighting games, but games that I like way less have much more basic tutorial info in like their own options mode or like a basic tutorial. Like anime games, as niche as they are to some people, and how much I don't like them generally as much as other fighting games, like they have, I agree, they have great tutorials, or at least
Oh
they have
my god!
tutorials that you can filter through and look at. Like there's
Geki would seriously bust a nut if he saw Uniclear's tutorials.
oh, I've played them. They're amazing. I would not finish them because I don't want to, but
I mean, that tutorial is so good. My god.
yeah. But like it's just frustrating to see a company that puts out content that's so cool, but then they don't wrap it in the nicest package, and then it seems like there's like a disconnect. Like it's not game balance and further netcode adjustments we want. We want people to see what we see, because we see like a really cool game with a lot of fun gameplay, explosively unique characters, and a gogi system that's super fresh, modern, but also feels old school with how like crazy the power-ups can get. And it's just not explained in the game itself, and then people just get this bad, because at the end of the day, when you look at a product, right, you're not fighting against other fighting games unblown. You're fighting against other video games. You're fighting against Netflix. You're fighting against
Yep.
families.
All these different avenues of entertainment are constantly competing with each
Exactly.
other.
And like as soon as you give someone a possible reason to hesitate, and if you put several things in their way to like hinder their experience, and where they have to go out of their way to do a few checks in their mind, or like a few options to figure something out in a game that would just answer it for you or give the information to you, like if they're just gonna not waste their time. Like I have connection, like I know Arnesia has connection, I know Razira does as well, that we're connected to these characters from the EX series because we grew up loving those games. So imagine someone who has zero connection with this game and it's their first fighting game. They're going to be so turned off, even if they know my guide exists and they use it. Like I'm not using language that's super complicated, but if they're going to only have arcade mode to play through, that is the same if you pick one character. So if you choose one thing too is that if you choose one character in arcade mode, the path to the final match is always the same. There's no character differences. The difficulty is exactly the same. It curves the same way. And hard is not that hard.
No, they just block all
No,
the time.
it's not. They literally just sit there and hold down back.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they just get better at blocking until you get to like the final match. And the final match is the equivalent of just going into Kumite mode or, going to training mode and sending the AI to max difficulty. And that's how they would play. So
Oh, I'm sorry. I just looked at the chat.
that's good. That's good. That's a good one. Okay, I give you that, Robin. I give you that.
Woo-hoo.
I think, Robin, you mean to say we're speaking proper and you guys just aren't educated enough to understand proper language. So it's
Ooh, got him.
Wow, dang. Geki has just
but I
moved.
kid.
Geki's just moved down to fourth favorite Canadian now.
Wow. No, but I love you guys. I appreciate it.
But so, yeah. So that's the decision we've came across. Uh, maybe I'll throw in some exhibitions every now and then. Maybe on like on a random Saturday, because apparently everyone's available on a Saturday. Fridays is kind of difficult for some people. I know Geki goes to VSB. Razzira, of
Yeah,
course
like
you have
once a month.
Razzira. I know you have school right now, which is totally understandable.
Yep.
And people have lives, and that's understandable. So we're not entirely mad, but we are mad.
Because
Yo,
to be fair, I don't know if you consider it this way, Arneezy, but when we run our tournaments, like for PS4, for AED, for PC, and I look at the sign up and I see myself and you, and then whoever else from the regular bunch, like Falkeo, Rob Bibb, Zerky, Wavy, whoever. I don't consider us entering as entrants because we have to, or else there's no bracket.
right.
There's literally no bracket. So when it was just Zerky signed up today, I literally think one person signed up today because it's a given. We're gonna go out of our way to sign up just because we literally cannot afford to not compete in our own tournaments.
Hey, Future Moon, thank you for the $3 donation. Really appreciate it, buddy. Love you. Always showing love to my streams. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the $3. Wow.
But yeah. So, and Razira, I know that you tend to agree with us on a lot of things. The
Mm.
tweet, the big old tweet thread that I made, that we discussed at the roundtable.
Mhm.
Uh, Jimmy's whole rant, what Geki and I have said many times, the conversations I've had with Razira outside of stream. It's the reason why we've said this because we love this game so much that we're just so disappointed in it, right? Um,
Mhm.
that we know that Arica is a small company. We know that they've worked on things outside of Fighting X later. They did Tetris
Mm-hmm.
99. They do stuff for Nintendo. They just released the Chocobo Grand Prix game. Um, they did the 99 series. Of course, another dash. That's a whole nother discussion right there. By the way,
Actually,
uh,
can I mention just real quick how good of a game Tetris 99 is? Like, it's hooked Janet on it for
oh,
a
it's so
long ass time.
it's so good, and Pac-Man
And
99 is good too.
dude, and there's how many things you can unlock? Like
Mm,
over 99 things in each category. Like you can unlock different logos or icons for your player profile. You can unlock themes for your
mm.
like just the main menu. Like why isn't any of that in AD? Like let me change my icon. Let me add like how Street Fighter 5 has like profile things you can change. Like you can make things green, you can make it blue, you can make it your favorite character. You can and there's like alternates for your favorite character. Like why, you can add titles, you can I don't know, maybe change like the fire from like red to blue to green. I don't know, in like the main menu for Fexel. Like why not, you know what I mean? It's just really weird. Like why isn't there a music selection station? Like a jukebox, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like
and
obviously stuff costs money. Obviously I understand that, it requires programming, but Miharu-san is already working his ass off on the netcode. Like it's good. Like we got the good netcode, but people can
Well,
only care so much about netcode when the content is still not there. And even if it's changed to, in a way that people love, or it's ported to, because I will admit, I don't know about you guys, I don't want to speak for you, but I am guilty of not playing AD as much as I would like to, just because it's on a Switch that I can't play optimally without setting up to a monitor, which is in a separate room, and I'm using a fight stick, which is not my preferred choice. So even if it was ported, I would probably play it more if it was ported to, Steam or PS4, but I would
Hmm.
still be, hesitant because there's even less content in AD than in regular Fexel. No trials. The trials don't even work and are non-existent, right? And it's just the same mode. Same arcade mode, same training mode, same Kumite mode, just I
yeah,
guess
that's
you can say shittier graphics because it's a Switch port, but I guess they would port it and make it proper if they brought it over to PS4 and Steam.
there's so much negativity in the stream right now. We've gone like 40-ish minutes of just negative talking, unfortunately. But and you know what? It's very by the way, what are you seeing on you guys' screen, by the way, for my stream?
I
Is it
see the meme.
okay? Because
Yeah.
my okay, my thing wasn't changing on me for some reason. Anyhow, but bottom line is, folks, we love this game. We we definitely would love to run more tournaments for it, but unfortunately, the situation calls for we're gonna stop running it
Yeah,
until there's like a big old demand for it. Maybe we'll do like a once a year celebration of Fexel, like Hidden Gem did with April Fantasista,
yeah,
uh, and things like that. So there's a lot of modern fighting games out there that appeal to anybody. KOF, 15, Persona, hell, even as as crazy as this game is, Phantom Breaker Omnia got some charm to it. There's BlazBlue Central Fiction, got the rollback netcode for Steam.
mhm.
Even Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, as shitty as that game looks, that is a fun as hell game.
Very
And
fun. I've tried it.
there's a strong community for that game. And that's how